Hi, hello everyone. I hope I'm audible and the screen visible to you all. So, in the previous session on Python, the session that we are having is Python, we talked about list, right? We talked about list. I told you that lists are something that you define inside square brackets, right? A list is something that we define inside square bracket, means you provide the list of values inside square brackets. List is mutable in the sense it can be modified. Existing values can be modified, updated, changed. New values can be included. Some values can be removed if you don't want them. And list is the members in the list are ordered. They are indexed. There is an index associated with every value, and the index starts at 0. And we also saw that it will allow duplicates. So example for a list is something like this. You enclose it in square brackets. That is how Power BI knows that it is a list. And there are many functions that you can use with list. You can obtain the length of the list. You can use append to add the value towards the end of the list. Whatever list of values you have, at the end you want to add more, you can do with append. If you would want to insert a value at a particular position, you can insert. If you want to pop out or remove the last value in the list, pop will work. Remove a value at a particular position, remove function. Clear will delete all the contents and del will completely delete the list variable altogether. List itself will be deleted. So this is what we had seen about lists in the previous session. I'm going to open the navigator and of course open Spider. And we will continue with this. There are three more things we need to know with respect to data types which can hold multiple values. So the next one we will talk about is a tuple. Okay, today we are going to talk about something called as a tuple or a tuple, however you pronounce it. Okay, it's fine. If you want to pronounce it as tuple also, it is fine. Generally, we call it tuple. That is also fine. So if it is tuple, it is enclosed in rounded rounded brackets or simple brackets like this. So when you give a list of values in simple brackets or rounded brackets, the system will understand that you're creating a tuple. Tuple is immutable. Means what? It cannot be changed. It cannot be changed. So once you have defined a set of values inside a tuple, you cannot change those values. Once a tuple is defined, you cannot change anything. If you have to make any change, if you want to add more data or if you want to delete, you just have to drop the tuple and recreate that object. You have to delete it and recreate it. If you have to make any changes, it is not possible to make a change to the values in the tuple. It is fixed. Okay, it is fixed. Unlike a list where you can change things as per your choice, here it is fixed. So if it is fixed, why should we need something that is not flexible, that is fixed, that will not allow you to make any changes at all? In this case, performance will be faster. It uses lesser memory and performance will be faster. Second thing is, it will prevent any sort of accidental changes that might happen to the data. By mistake, accidentally, we will not be able to change. We are not allowed to change. So with or without your knowledge, you cannot change. So accidentally changing the data will not happen. So it is kind of more secure, I would say. It's more secure. And it is also indexed. It is also ordered and indexed. Okay, so this is ordered. That means I mean to say that it is indexed and based on the length as it is fixed, right? So based on the length as it is indexed, it is ordered and the index is zero based. Here also the index is zero based means what? It starts at 0. Okay, so I'll go ahead and create a tuple for you and show it. Let me open the navigator. Okay, so over here, I will type everything while we are just practicing or just seeing the concept of a tuple. Slightly, I will increase the size. Okay, and here I'm going to create a tuple. I'm calling it tuple data is equal to, and you just enclose it in rounded brackets. Okay, whatever values we might want, we can give. Let's say Akhil. Let's say hello. Let's say world. Okay, let's say I want to give some numbers like 50, 100, and I want to give some Boolean values like true and false. You can give everything. You can even give, let me give another number 100. Okay, now let us see what will happen. You see, it's created. Look at that, which means it allows duplicates also, right? What was the third point about list that we were discussing? Will it allow duplicates? Yes. And the same thing here, also it will allow duplicates. So what is the difference between a list and a tuple now? Only the first point is different. This is mutable. This is not mutable. Okay. And here, or let me not use that word. Okay, here the data can be modified. Here the data cannot be modified. Here the data cannot be modified. This is also ordered and it is index starts at 0. This is also ordered or index and it starts at 0. This will also allow duplicates. This will also allow duplicates. So what is the difference? Only thing is this is fixed. This is fixed. You cannot change this. Okay. If I give you an example here. This is given in rounded brackets. This is given in square brackets. Things here cannot be changed. Here, it can be modified. It can be updated, inserted, deleted. Everything is allowed. Here, we cannot do that. Okay, what all functions can I use? I can print it. I can get the length. Suppose I want to create a variable length, and into this variable length, I'm going to store the length of the tuple. Length function will help you of the tuple data. So it will give you the length. A variable called as length got created, which is holding the size as 8. Means there is eight members. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 members are there. That is what it's telling. Then I can just take and print the variable, or directly you can say print length of the tuple. Print length of the tuple. That is also fine. Now, if I want to see the value in a particular position, then what to do? To see the value in a particular position. So print tuple data, and then you give the position because they are indexed, right? This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, isn't it? So suppose I get me the data in position 3, index 3. What will it bring us? It will bring us 50. This is in the third position, 0, 1, 2, 3. So you can get the value present in a particular position also. Now let me try to change it. Okay, let me say in this tuple data, the value that is there in the second position or the value that is there in the third position, let's say I want to update it to 100. I know that the value in the third position is 50 and I would like to update it or modify it, make it 100. Will this work? This is a tuple. So will changing it work? No, it will not work. It does not support assigning a new value to any position. It will not allow you to make any changes. We cannot make any changes. We cannot insert, we cannot delete, we cannot make any changes. So that is the main difference between tuple and a list. List is given in square brackets, tuple in rounded brackets. In list, once you have created it, you can modify it. List, tuple once created cannot be modified. List is ordered, tuple is also ordered. List will allow duplicates, tuple will also allow duplicates. So when it comes to differences, the only difference is one is fixed, the other is something that you can modify. Okay. Now moving on to another data type that we have, which is set. Moving on to another one, set. So we just scroll up. So what is this set? How is it going to help us? Set also contains multiple values in it, like list, like tuple. Set is also a type of data. It is a kind of a thing, an object, a data type that will allow us to store multiple values in it. You can store multiple values in a set, but in set, they are unordered. There is no index number associated with anything. They are unordered, and duplicates are not allowed. They are unordered, means they cannot be identified by an index. Duplicates are not allowed. Values, and once you have created, here there is a small variation in set. Values cannot be updated, but you can add values and you can remove values. Okay, let me put it in one place for your understanding. The next thing we will talk about is a set. And how do you define values inside a set? If you're creating a set, you create it in curly brackets. You create it in curly brackets. The moment the system sees curly brackets, it understands that you're probably creating a set. Okay, like this, flower brackets or curly brackets. Or we call them array brackets. Array brackets also you can call them. So in this case, the first point we are talking about is whether it can be modified or not, right? The values in a set, you can insert new values after it is created. What kind of modification can you do? You can insert new values or delete existing values. We can delete values, but cannot update. We cannot update the values inside a set. Okay, it is partially modifiable and partially not modifiable. You can insert new values if you want, you can delete values, but you cannot update the values in the set. The first point. Second point, these two are ordered. This is not ordered. Means what? There is no index. It is not identified by index. It cannot be identified with an index. Okay, not ordered. What is the third point? This is allowing duplicates. This is also allowing duplicates, but this one, it does not allow duplicates. It does not allow duplicates. Okay, 3 points on which we are checking. How are they created? And these 3 features, if you check the features of each of these things, there are no duplicates, not ordered, cannot update, but you can insert and delete. That is one important point to remember. Okay. So we'll see an example of a set. Again, set, I'll call it set data is equal to. So I'll have to enclose it in these brackets, flower brackets. Some value again, same thing I will give. Okay, let's say I want to give some numbers here, 50, 100, so on. I want to give a Boolean value. Let me try one thing. Let me go and give hello again. Let me go and give hello again. While creating it itself, I'm creating hello here and hello here. Now you see, when I print it, when I print my set data, okay, when I print the set data, you see, hello came only once. Though I provided it 2 times in the input, though I gave a duplicate, it ignored it. It ignored the duplicate and it is just saving them like this. Some random sequence. It is not ordered, isn't it? So it is storing it in some sequence of its own. It is not ordered, it is not indexed. So it can store it however it wants. These are the set of values which are present in that set. A collection of values present inside the set. So duplicates are automatically removed and the output sequence is different from the input sequence. In the previous 2 cases, that was not, it wasn't so. Output sequence was same as the input sequence. Here, the output sequence is different from the input sequence because it is not recognizing them by their position or anything like that. Now, how do we add new items into the set? So I will take the set data and I would like to add something into it. So dot add, and whatever value you want to add, you can. I'll just add a value called as new. And when I print it, you will see that value got included here. Okay, we can add. Then how can we remove a value from the set? If I might want to remove it, then set data dot, the function is remove. Remove, and then whatever value you remove, you have to specify the number. You need to specify the exact value that you want to remove, what it is that you want to remove. Let's say I want to remove hello from here. Okay, I want to remove hello from here. So you need to know what are the values present in the inside the set. You directly tell which value to remove. You can specify which value to add, but you cannot modify. That option is not there. We cannot modify anything. What if you might want to randomly remove an item? So we had seen the pop function when we were talking about lists. Pop. Here also we can use the pop function. There pop function removed the last member in the list. Here the pop function removes a random member, and it could vary every time. It did not remove the same member for me and for you. Suppose you have created a set like this and I use pop function to remove the data. It might remove a different value for me and it might remove a different value for you on your machine. Okay. So set data. If I try to use the pop function, okay, if I say pop and then you see the result is true. True means what? Yes, it has popped out something. It has removed something. And when we print it, look at what it has removed. It removed the Boolean value true. It removes the Boolean value true. Not necessarily because it is in the first position over there. Nothing like that. Sequence doesn't matter. At random, it will remove some value. Okay. Now to check whether a value is present in the set, maybe I've been asked to remove a value and I need to first check whether that value is present in the set or not. If it is present, I'll go ahead and remove. Or if it is present, I'll not try to insert it again because it will anyway not allow duplicates. So what to do? How do we check for the presence of a value in the set, whether it is present or not? Okay, we can say so I will declare a variable value. Value is the name of a variable that I'm declaring. And I'm going to check whether Akhil is in the set data. Whether this value Akhil is in the set data. Okay. After checking, it will store the result in this value field, right? So I'm going to print the value and see what is the output. It is giving me true. True means, yes, this value is present in the set data. Suppose even directly you can do. I want to check whether hello is present in. So the keyword you will use is in set data. Is hello there in set data? False, it is not there. Is Akhil there in set data? I could just say directly print and then is this there in the set data? True. So even if I didn't give the print option, it gave me. And with print option also, it's giving me. This is there, yes. This is not there. So you can either assign a thing to a variable and print the variable or directly also you can use it. No problem. That will also work. Okay. To check for the presence of an item inside the set, this is how you can do it. So this is about set. This is about set. It is enclosed in curly brackets. To give you an example here, it is enclosed in curly brackets. Okay, and I hope you're all able to memorize the differences between these things. List is enclosed in square brackets, tuple is in rounded brackets, set is in curly brackets. List can be modified, it is ordered, and it allows duplicates. Tuple cannot be changed, values inside that cannot be changed. This is also ordered and this will also allow duplicates. So the only difference between a list and a tuple is this first point. But when you come to a set, everything is different. It is not ordered, it will not allow duplicates. And when it comes to changing or modifying things, only insert and delete is applicable, but updating the values is not applicable. Okay. There is another type that we have for storing multiple values, which is called a dictionary. It is called a dictionary, and this is also enclosed. The list of values for dictionary also are enclosed in curly brackets. Then how is the system going to distinguish and differentiate between a set where the values are given in curly brackets and a dictionary where again the values are given in curly brackets itself, right? How will it not get confused? So over here, the way you define it is going to be different. Though we give it in curly brackets, how are we going to define it? That is going to be different. Here, we give something called as the key, and then we give the value. Okay. Inside the curly bracket, you give the key, and then give a colon, then give a colon mark, and then we give the value. Okay, let's say this is key one. So you're giving a name to the value basically. Key in the sense name. You're giving the value. Okay, a name to the value, comma. This is one set. So in dictionary, you give values as a combination of their name, the name with which you want to reference the value, and the value itself. The name with which you want to reference the value and the value itself. So the name with which you are referencing the value, you're addressing the value is called the key. You can call it key. If I have multiple values, then multiple keys. So key 2, colon mark, and the value 2 corresponding to it, comma, then key 3, colon, and the value 3 corresponding to it, and so on and so forth. How many ever values you might want to give. Okay, this might seem a little difficult to create. It's a little lengthy because for every value, you should yourself give it a name by which it can be recognized. First, second, third, anything you can give it. Some meaningful name or key by which you can recognize the value. Okay. This is ordered. Over here, this is ordered, index starts at 0. Here also it is ordered and it is index is 0 based, means starts at 0. Here I said it is not ordered. What about this one? It is not directly indexed. It's not like we have an index saying this is position 0, position 1, position 2. No. However, it is still kind of ordered because every value is recognized by a name. Every value here is recognized by its position. Every value here is recognized by its position. What is in the 0th place? What is in the first place? What is in the second place? Similarly here, every value is recognized by the name that you give to it. It is recognized by its key. So you can say in a way it is ordered. In a way, it is ordered not by index, but by the name, that is the key. By the name of, or also called as the key, it is recognized. So it is ordered not by index, not by the position, but the name that you're giving to it. So if you define a dictionary without mentioning the keys, directly you give value 1, value 2, value 3, then it will treat it as a set. Right? If you don't give the key part or the name part, then it is treated as a set. Only when you give the name, the key, and then the value, it will recognize this as type dictionary. Okay, let me create something and show you. I'll give you an example here. Okay. We'll call this dictionary data. Just copy this. Okay, the name of that object is dictionary data. And I want to create a dictionary, so I'll have to enclose it in curly brackets. Okay, but directly if I give only the list of values like I did earlier, like Akhil, like hello, okay, like world, then it will consider this as a set. This will become a set. So how is the dictionary different from a set? For dictionary, you have to give the name for every value. So first, let's say I will just call this as first. In the first position, colon mark, I'm giving Akhil. And I will call this as second. Okay, you need to follow the syntax. It has to be enclosed in double quotes. The name, the key has to be enclosed in double quotes. And then after this, the third key, I'll call it third only. And it has to be enclosed in double quotes. Then you give a colon mark and then you give the value itself. So this is one group. Think of it like one group, okay? Name and the value. name and the value, name and the value, like that. Suppose next one I want to call it num1, okay, and the value is 50. Next one I want to call it as num2, okay, and the value here I will give as 100, so on and so forth. Now I will give a num3, I will give a num3, and here also I will give 50. Okay, here also I will give 50. Let us see what will happen. We understood that it is ordered not through index, but by through the name that you are giving. But what about duplicates? Will it allow duplicates? Let us check. So I'm creating the dictionary and I'm going to print the data in that dictionary and look at what is happening. It is allowing, right? First is Akhil, second is hello, third is world, num1 50, num2 100, and num3 is 50. Because you're using a key and you're using a value, right? You're using a key and then giving the value. So it is allowing duplicates is what we can understand, right? What if I might want to get the length of this? I will say print length of print length of this particular data that we have created, object containing the data. 6, 1, this group is 1, this group is 2, this group is 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the length is 6. What if I might want to know the type? What is the type of this object that I created? Is it a list? Is it a string? Is it an integer? Is it a tuple? Is it a set? Is it a dictionary? If I want to know the type of this object that I have created, it is of class of type dictionary. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now, what if I want to see a particular value? Like we did in the previous cases, we were using the index and we were able to see the particular value for a list and a tuple. Here, if I want to see a particular value, what would can say, let me say print out of this dictionary data that I created. What do you want to print? You can give the key name over here. You can give the key name. Earlier we were giving the position, right? But here you have to give the key name. So let's say I want to see what is in num1. Okay, I want to see what is in num1. Close it. Does it ask for, yeah. Enclose it in double quotes. That is what I missed. Okay. So num1, the key name num1 is associated with the number 50. What about num2? Num2 is associated with 100 and num3 is again with 50. So if you have to see the value corresponding to a particular key, you need to know what is the key first of all. Only if you know what is the key, you can give in the key name and you will be able to see the value corresponding to it. So if we don't know what is the key, we cannot do anything. Getting it? If we don't know what is the key, then there is nothing we can do about it. We need to know what is the key. So how can I see the complete list of keys? How can I see the complete list of keys? So we can say in here dot keys. Dot keys is the function. What will this do? It will provide you with the list of keys. First, second, third, num1, num2, num3. These are the keys that we have used. Now, is there a way that I can see all the values? Like we have seen all the keys. Is there a way to see all the values? Yes. So instead of keys, here I will say values. Instead of keys, I will say values and it will print only the values. Akhil, hello, world, 50, 150. These are the values present in the dictionary and these are the keys associated with each of those values. They come in that sequence. First is this, second is this, third is this. Then we have num1, num2, and num3. Okay. So you can access an element from a particular position provided you know the key name. If you want to see the complete list of keys, the name of the dictionary dot keys. You want to see the complete list of values, dictionary name dot values. That will give you the complete list of values in the dictionary. Now I will try to add another item into this dictionary. Okay, can I add an item into the dictionary? So see, coming back here, we saw that this is allowing duplicates because you're recognizing each thing with what? The key name. You're allowing recognizing each member with the key name. So duplicates are being allowed. Okay. In this dictionary that I created, I gave 52 times and it is allowed. Why? Because I'm recognizing it with the key name. So duplicates are allowed. Is it ordered? Yes, not by index, but by the key name it is ordered. What is the next thing we might want to check? Can we modify things over here? Okay, can we update, delete, insert things over here? So let me try to insert a value here and see whether it will allow me to add new values. To insert a new value, you just give the name of the dictionary. Okay. This is the name of the dictionary. Okay, we'll just we give the name of the dictionary, and then inside that, in square bracket, you give the key name. Okay, I'm just going to test if I can add a new record. I'm just testing if I can add a new record, and then you give the value. I want to add something with value 10,000. The key name is test. The key name is test. And the value itself that I'm trying to put in the dictionary is 10,000. So after doing this, when I print the dictionary, you see, test got added towards the end because it is ordered, right? It is in a sequence. So the newer members that you're adding, they're getting added towards the end. It doesn't matter actually because it is not indexed by a number. It doesn't matter where it shows. As long as it is there inside, there is no problem. You can add is what we have understood. Now, can I add a number? Can I add a value into my dictionary with the same key name? I've already used the key name test when I was adding a new member. Can I add it with the same key name again? And this time I will change this number, okay, so that we know what it has done. Maybe I will make it a Boolean value, true. I'm adding a Boolean value true, but with the same key name test. So what will happen? Let me print and show you. You see what happened? Earlier, the key name test had 10,000 in it after running this statement. But after running this statement with the same key name, I'm assigning a value true, right? So it just replaced that value. It changed that value. It modified that value, isn't it? So you cannot assign with the same key name. You cannot assign multiple times with the same key name. Whatever is the latest assignment, whatever is the latest value that has been assigned, that will be stored in the dictionary. So if you're trying to add a new value, don't add it with the same key name. It will replace. It is replacing. Okay. So what should you do? You always add a new member with a different key name. So can you all answer this? Is it possible to update the values in a dictionary? After seeing this example, we know we can insert new values into the dictionary. But do you think we can update the values in a dictionary? Chinmay, yeah, I have given first, second, third, but you can give anything. You can give your name over here, over there. It will work. First, second, third, mention first, second, third, just so it is clear that this is the position. Okay, but this name could be anything of your choice. Any name of your choice you can give. I have given first, second, third. Here again, I didn't give 4th, 5th, and 6th. I gave num1, num2, num3. Here I did not give 7. I call it as test. So the idea is you can give anything. You can give any name of your choice. Okay, as long as you are giving a name with which you can reference it in future, it will work. So what do you all think? I showed you that we can insert a value by inserting a new value 10,000. But can we update is my question. Yes, we can update to the same key. If I'm assigning a new value, it has updated, right? From 10,000, it got updated to true. So is it possible to update? Your answer should be yes. We can see 10,000 got updated to true over here by assigning it to the same key again. So it is possible to update. Then what about delete? Can we delete data from the dictionary? Yes, we can remove an item. So whatever is the name of the dictionary, okay? I called it dictionary data here. And then we use the function dot pop. Okay, dot pop. Pop is to remove a member. We know that by now. And then key name. As per the syntax, you should give the key name. Suppose the key name is first that I want to pop out from here. So, or let's say num3 I want to pop out from here. Okay, num3 I would like to pop out from. Then will it allow me to remove num3? Yes. If I say remove 50, it will get confused. If I say remove 50, it will be confusing because 50 is there in multiple places. Right? It is there multiple times. So you cannot delete it by the value. You delete the value by specifying the name, of it. Delete num3, pop num3. So now when I print it, num3 is not there. See, num1, num2, and then test is there. But num3 is not there. So what will be your answer to the third point here? Can it be modified? Can we change existing values? Can we add new values? Can we remove the values? Yes. All this holds good with the dictionary. Yes. With a set, you can only insert and delete. You cannot update. But with a dictionary, we can insert, update, and delete. Everything works. So this page as such is very important. If you all want, you can capture a screenshot also. Okay, difference between a list, tuple, set, and dictionary with examples. And every point that I have written here, I have shown you, I have demonstrated it, and then I'm writing it here. So I hope it is clear. This is very important to understand the difference between each of them. Now, when you are defining a dictionary, right, instead of giving a list of values, giving all the multiple values inside the dictionary like this, there is a better way of writing it. When you write it in a single line, any code, any programming language, if you write everything in a single line, it becomes very difficult for people to read and understand and interpret it. Okay, especially if someone who is new to the project comes and sees your code, they will get confused. Someone comes to audit your project and sees your code like this, they will get confused. They may not appreciate it as much. It doesn't look professional. So a better way of writing it is to spread it across multiple lines in order to make it more readable. That's all, just to make it more readable. So I'm going to create a dictionary. Again, you don't have to always call it dictionary. You can give it any name. Okay, a test dictionary I will create is equal to, I'll open the curly bracket and move to the next line. So I know the dictionary is starting there. Here the key name, let's say I'll call it key 1. Okay, and the value itself, let's say I want to assign, okay, comma. The next one, let's say I'll call this second, and the value I want to assign to this, hello, comma. Okay, then here maybe I want to call it num1, that is the key, and I want to give some number over here, 25, comma. I want to define a Boolean value here. Okay, and the value itself is true. Okay, after assigning all the values, one in each line, then you close the curly bracket. So you can definitely see this is much more readable. It becomes easier to read the code when you write it across multiple lines, each value and key combination in a different line. Now, once I press the enter key there, it is created. So let me print this test dictionary that I created and show you. Okay, values are internally stored like that. You are writing it across multiple lines just so that it is easier for anybody else who looks at that. It will be easier for them to understand what we have done. So it's just one good practice. Second thing is space. Using a space is also going to make your code more readable compared to what I had written here. Without any spaces, I had written here. You see, without any spaces in between, I had written. Compared to this, I'm sure you will all appreciate that this is much more easier to understand. Spaces and spreading it across multiple lines, these are all going to make your code look much more professional. Okay. So when we talk about data types and variables, integer, float, complex numbers, Boolean, string, there are all types of data. And Python recognizes all types of data. But there are some special data types that you will find here in Python. What are they? List, tuple, set, and dictionary. List stores an ordered, changeable collection of objects. This stores an ordered, unchangeable collection of objects. This one stores an unordered, unindexed collection of unique objects. This is used to store a key and its value as a pair. I hope these are clear. It's clear to understand these after the demonstration. I hope. Okay. Numeric, we have integers, floating, and complex numbers. We have Boolean as another data type. Set is another data type. Dictionary is one data type. When you have to store data in a sequence, again, you can use list or you could use a tuple. And string, of course. String. Variables we had already discussed. A Python variable is a name given to the memory location. All the operations done on that variable affects that memory location. As I told you, variable, think of it like a container. It is stored on your RAM. It is stored on your RAM. Random access memory. Okay. So a variable A is created. It's a container. In your RAM, there is a container for the variable A that is stored over there. B has some space allocated and data for B is stored here. So whatever value you keep, it is in RAM. Okay, so once you close your application and you open it again, you will not be able to see the same variables anymore. Isn't it? See, today I created so many things. I created dictionary, I created a tuple, I created a set, I created some variables called value and all that, and it is up here. Right? All these I created today. Value I created and all these I created, length I created. So if I go ahead and close my editor, if I close the editor, it is stored in RAM. RAM is random access memory, right? And then when I launch it again, it will not be there. Whatever I did is gone. So if you want to save it permanently and if you want to save it for future use, what to do? You see, it cleared up the entire thing. There's nothing on the console. There is nothing on the console. There are no variables here. Nothing. So in that case, we will not type the code in the console, but we will type the code over here. Okay, in the editor, you will type the code and you will save it. Open a new script file. Whatever coding you have to do, you can do here. And then you can save the file as a Python file. You save the file as a Python file with some meaningful name, which means next time you come, you have this file available with you. Okay, and you can open the file. So I can use this open file icon. And if I have already created any file, I go select the file and open it. So when I open it, at least my code is there. I can just go ahead, run the code. I'll run the code and I will see the output over here. Input a number and check what is the number. See, all the variables created the moment I ran the code. Number is created, value is created, check value is created, everything is created. So we will, whatever we are doing, we can save it as a file and we can access that file whenever we want and we can run the code and everything gets created. I hope this is clear. And this is what we will see tomorrow. Today we'll have to wind up the session a little early. So here I will stop. I hope you all understood all the four things. Okay. And the rules for creating a variable we had already discussed on the first day itself. So how do we write Python script, a program like that, right? And how do we run it and execute it? How do we save it so that we can reuse and it doesn't vanish every time I close the browser or close the application? All this I will show you tomorrow. All right. Thank you all so much. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. I'll take up. 16 messages. It's showing I'm not able to see all of them. Sorry. Let me know. Okay, I don't know. I'm not able to see all the messages you have sent. It's showing me only the latest few. Okay, if you have any questions, anything that you would like to ask, you can put it in the chat box, please. I will answer. Otherwise, we can end the meeting here. If I don't see any questions in the next few minutes, I think we'll go ahead and end the meeting. We'll see tomorrow where we will build a small app like a calculator to perform addition. Okay, for that, I will show you how to create the code and do it. All the concepts are implemented. Oops, procedural language. It is taking the features of everything. It's taking features of C, it's taking features of Java, object-oriented programming, it's taking features from structured programming, and everything is incorporated here. Can I use? You can use VS Code. You can use VS Code. What is the need for having OOPS concepts over here? Is that what you're asking? What is the purpose of OOPS concept? See, this is very basic level training. We're just focusing on the inputs, on the basic things here. When you have to create objects, when you have to create functions and call those functions for different purposes, that is where those concepts will come into picture. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you all so much. See you in the next session where we will build a small program to accept user input and perform addition of numbers. Thank you. Bye-bye.